Today we'll be discussing the Vonage Integration Suite connector for Google, the latest offering from Vonage that ties your Vonage Business Communication System directly to Google. Let's take a look. The Vonage Integration Suite system runs on multiple browsers including Google Chrome, Firefox, and Microsoft Edge. In this example, we will be demonstrating on Google Chrome. I can download the connector directly from the Web Extension Store inside of Google Chrome and sign into it using my Vonage Business Communications credentials. Once signed in, you'll see in the upper right-hand corner the Vonage Integration Suite icon, and you can simply click on that button in order to open the panel. Inside the Vonage Integration Suite panel, you'll see your contact history, which shows all of your call history between the phone system and your end users. It will communicate with the Google system and look at contacts to see if there's a matching contact and display that information as well. If there are no matching contacts, it will not show the contact name. It will merely show the caller ID. However, I do have the capability to click on this dial pad and call that customer back. I can also mark them as a favorite so that if I want to see them in my favorites tab and quickly call them from in here, I can do so. I also have the capability to see the information regarding my Vonage Business Communications account. And I also have a dial pad, so if I want to copy and paste telephone numbers in or manually dial them, I can do so. You'll also see that I have any log notes under any of these that I can actually click on those and see the list of notes and where they're stored. In the third tab, you can see any of the productivity suites or CRMs that you're connected to currently. And as you can see, there are several to choose from. However, in this case, I will only be demonstrating Google. You can look back at our other videos on the other productivity suites that we offer and CRMs and how they function. The features allows you to customize how your interaction with Vonage Integration Suite will work. Do I want click to dial on my system? Do I want to launch an additional website during the course of a call? Do I want to use my microphone to dictate notes into the system using speech recognition? Do I want to hide my call history tab or my fast dial favorites tab? Do I want to leverage Vonage's note-taking capabilities to store notes securely in the Vonage Integration Suite system? The announcement system allows me to see any changes that are upcoming to the Vonage Integration Suite or things that have already changed. I also have a feedback button, which allows me to leave feedback with the product team on my experience with Vonage Integration Suite for Google, as well as recommend any feature enhancements. The profile button allows me to do several things, such as visit the administrative web portal so that I can see how my users are doing in the integration suite, look at call logs, make modifications to the actual pop-up window so that I can customize what they see when a call comes in. I also have a user reporting section, which allows end users to see their individual call logs as well as their overall performance. The account button, again, allows me to see how I'm logged into the system. I also have the settings section, which allows me to further customize my interaction on the desktop. Do I want to modify my auto pop-up call activity? Meaning I only want the call to pop when I answered the call or when I place an outbound call. I can modify these at any time live, hit save and close, and on the next call activity, what I selected will occur. Do I want to synchronize my contacts? This is generally only used if you've made a large scale change inside the contacts directly in Google, and you want those changes to be reflected more quickly into the Vonage Integration Suite. Vonage Integration Suite auto-synchronizes every day. Do I want to leverage URL exclusions to exclude websites where I don't want click to dial to function? More importantly, I can modify the window appearance at the bottom. Do I want to see a desktop notification pop up every time a call comes in from Vonage Integration Suite or not? Do I want small or large panels for my activity? Do I want to make them custom sized? So let's take a look at the actual pop-up window itself. When a call comes in, the screen is going to pop if you've enabled it to do so. And for Google, I can see I have the ability to create tasks, calendar events, and store notes directly into my email. In this particular demonstration, I've placed a call and I did nothing but take the call. When I hung up, the system automatically logged this call into Google, and I'll show you later in the demonstration what that looks like inside your email. If I wanted to add a comment, for example, I can click on Add, and I'm going to use speech recognition. So now I'm using speech recognition to talk directly to Google and store the note using dictation. At this point, I can add email recipients to this so that not only myself, but other participants will receive this information as well. I'm just going to go ahead and save that information. I can also create totally new email chains if I want to and send those out to multiple recipients. In the events area, this allows me to set up calendar events for a meeting that could take place after the course of this call. I also can create Google Tasks that allows me to set up a task or a reminder for something that I need to do later. The home button allows me to see multiple matches so that if I want to pick a different contact from that caller ID, in the case of a company that's presenting one caller ID, but you might have multiple contacts at that company, you need to make sure you're logging the activity accurately. So I can simply click and drag that name to the appropriate task, event, or Gmail email that I want to send out. I also have the capability to click on Add a Contact directly from inside this interface and add a contact directly into Google. So let's take a look at the history. This is a pretty important feature which allows me to see all of my prior activity with this customer. I cannot see prior activity from my other users. However, this is a great way to go in and look at your prior history with a contact and open up that note so that I can see if they called in about a specific task. I can ask them during the course of the current call if they're calling in about the same task, all without having to go into the G Suite section. I also have call control in the upper right hand corner, which allows me to call this customer back, end the call, place them on hold, or transfer. So now we're going to take a look at the administrative panel. By clicking on the web portal button, it will take me directly into the Vonage Integration Suite administrative panel. I can see my call summary, which shows me all of my users that are leveraging the Google integration. More importantly, I can see all the total calls for inbound and outbound and the total time for inbound and outbound. And I see a graphical representation of the timeline. This can be used as a forecasting tool if you're having a lot of inbound calls in a call center environment or a call group environment. It will help me staff properly based off the spikes that I see. If I have a large scale of users, I can click on the users and I can simply type their name to filter out just the users that I want to see. I also have the capability to change the summary date and time range, as well as direction and interval, to give myself a more customized look and feel for my reports. And I can auto refresh this data so that I can place it on a wallboard in my call center so my team can see it. The call detail records allows me to see all of the detailed records for that specific report time period, as well as the matching contact. I can export this data as a CSV file and leverage that outside the system to make pivot tables, pie charts, and graphs. The My Account section is where the administrator has the capability to see what users are using the integration, what their status is. You can also click on those users to get things like their activation code. If for some reason they lost their email and can't find that activation code, you can present that to them. You can also see their call logs in here. I also have the capability to go in and customize the look and feel of Google. So let's take a look. There's 3 sections that you can modify. The first would be to click on the name Google. This allows me to set what my activity types are like. For example, do I want to log a 0 duration call? An example would be a caller that's called in and you did not answer the call. that would show up as 0 duration, but I still want to capture that activity so I know that they called. Do I want to log a single matching contact automatically? So if I'm mobile and can't log those notes, I still want to capture the fact that they called and I spoke with them. Do I want to log multiple matches or not? The second stage is the first button, which allows you to go in and determine where you're going to sync your contacts from. Also, what activity types do you want to present to your end users on the screen pops? Do you want them to see events and tasks, or do you only want them to store in Gmail? The third and final section is the wrench, which puts you into the custom layout builder. This allows you to customize the templates of what the end users will see. I can go in and drag and drop these orders to whatever I need. I can also click on the gear to determine, is it required, always visible, or excluded. Once I'm done customizing the layout, I can give that layout a custom name and hit create. This will allow me to then go back into the system in the pop-ups, and I can go in and pull those custom views up. So for example, if I go to tasks, I can click on it and change to a different template, and the view will actively change the way I want. This is a great way for you to customize the view if you have multiple departments that are capturing data in the same section, but they need to capture different data. So the last piece that we need to cover is what this information looks like inside of Google. So in the voice section of my email, I can see inbound, missed, and outbound calls. This will allow me to see any of the data that has been stored from the Google Suite. And you can see here, during the course of this demonstration, I added a comment to one of the notes, and you can see that it shows up here. I can also go into Google Tasks or my Google Calendar if I've sent up an event, and it will show up there as well. How this is done is we have a voice filter XML file that you can download and import into the Gmail settings, and this will allow you to set this up. We also have a support page for the Vonage for G Suite, which walks you through how to set this up from start to finish. We hope you've enjoyed this demonstration of Vonage Integration Suite for Google.